Okie dokie, we're back in Toy Smash Kaboom, and today we are rocking Dr Hamster with the Hamster Legion. We're going to see what this Hamster Army can do. But anyways, let's jump in to a ranked game. And round 1 is going to be a huge round for us with a shop train, lizard, and a PvP round. Now, we're going to be looking to get as much hamsters as possible. So we're going to be taking this poison apple, and we're going to be looking for some marbles because we kind of want our hamsters to be kind of smashed a little bit, which is not a statement I do want to be saying. We could take this hard card and we could craft up the spirit scroll. So when it's summoned at star appears, 35% chance to summon a little extra hamster. 30%, I said 35%. I'm going to take it. Also going to take more storage. We could take the slingshot too. Since you cost us 1, might as well grab it, and I'm going to reroll. Is there anything else we want? Okay, shield could be kind of nice. I'm going to take it. Don't want any of these items, so I'm going to reroll once again. And that's our marble. Hell yeah. And that is also a little lightning lad. Yeah, we're going to take these items. But we're going to move on to our trainer rounds. This could be kind of nice. We have our poison targeting slingshot, which we're on turbo speed. Let's slow down. But you're going to be dealing 4 damage. You're going to be dealing more damage to ranged units, but you're also going to be playing some stacks of poison. But you're extremely slow. 8 seconds. Hamster ball, 13 seconds to summon those hamsters, but you're going to come out with shields, making them a little bit tankier first. Hell yeah. Now let's speed this up. And our cactus should be able to... I said our cactus. We're going to be smashing out that cactus, no problem. We got our 10 golds, even more amazing. And we're not going to be able to use our gift box all that much. Let's take it. We could go magic, weapons, summons. All I want to do is find marbles, so I might actually go for magic. Marbles is going to be our whole entire game plan. Let's go magic. This is a sunshine, which we do not really want, so we're going to reroll. And that's that marble. Hell yeah, it actually paid off. And we can also craft up this guy, the Jack, who will apply stacks of magical vulnerability. And when enemy dies, self gains 13 stacks of shields. And then eventually we could craft up a little Joker applying stacks of magical vulnerability. I think that could be a lot of fun. I'm going to take you, and I will be crafting up Jack. And since we do have a paper item, that's going to be even better for us. We have our marble in, but we just can't take this one unless we get rid of our little lightning. And do we want to craft this up? I think I'm going to. We're going to definitely take our marble. We're going to craft up in the next rounds, but we got to move on once again. Also, we're over the weight limit, so we're going to lose our guys incredibly fast. So that could be a misplay on my part because we're going to take that little bit of extra damage. But if we do get taken out, our marble should be able to deal that extra bit of damage, and we're slightly getting rid of those debuffs. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem for us. Definitely so. And applying stacks of magical vulnerability is exactly what we want, because we want our marbles to do crazy damage. And hell yeah, come on Jack. Just rock up, smash out this peapod. I'm going to speed up a little bit. Hell yeah. And go turbo speed, taking on this doll chef. And that's some big old smackers, hell yeah. Not bad, we got our first medal. And round 2 is going to be a short little round for us. So all we want to do is grab our marble, we want to combine it up, and that's going to be kind of awesome for us. We also want to grab our balloon. We could grab you, but I don't really want to have a 10-second thing because we want our guys to have battle start effects. And that's insane. That's also nuts. Because now we can craft up a demon marble already. Yeah, we're going to craft up demon marble. And we definitely want this alarm clock because we can speed up the cooldown on our hamster ball, but our demon marble is going to bounce like crazy, and that is going to be perfect for us. But our Jack is going to be slightly back. We're going to be applying poison from our hamster ball, which is not ideal either because it is a 13-second cooldown. Apply 1 poison, which is going to be garbage. But look at this hamster, or this marble. It dealt so much damage since they have so much magical vulnerability on them. And once our hamster comes out again and gets murder faced, it should be a lot of marble damage. However, we do take out the enemy that did have all the magical vulnerability. But there we go. Just a 1v1 fight, but we got a hamster backup. Come on, little hamster, you got this. Just do big old smashers, and you got 13 shields. Now, is it when any unit dies? Enemy unit dies. So, it would be amazing if you were ally unit, because then we could stack up an insane amounts of freaking block. But hell yeah. We got our second medal, even more amazing, and right now we get to choose a skill with our Joker's Blessing. Now what you got for us? Now we can get exclusive items from Naughty Andy, we can get exclusive items from all heroes. Wind and Thunder applies 2 extra stacks of Electrified. When an ally dies, all ally villains gain 2 stacks of haste. Okay, that could be a lot of fun. If we manage to get some graveyards going, we can have really fast summon in undead units. Or we can go for the marble, which will remove 2 stacks of rage. It sounds nice, but if our opponent doesn't have rage, this literally does nothing for us. I think I'm going to take final word. 2 hero limit, but we can't get any more hero exclusive items. Yeah, I'm going to take this. We've no villains, so it doesn't really make too much sense either way. Not right now, at least. But we have the potential to make that go awesome for us. Maybe. But here we go. Little hamsters. Jack coming in. All we want is a bunch of units that have low HP. And don't take up a whole slot or a lot of weight. While our Jack just applies that magical vulnerability, and once we lose a hamster, it's just going to deal that marble damage. Like an insane amount. But I kind of wish we could spread our magical vulnerability to all units. Faster. Because we only apply that magical vulnerability to the first unit. But we should definitely be able to win out training rounds. It's going to be no problem whatsoever. And smashers. Hell yeah. We got our 15 goals. And we could craft up a bamboo copter, which you do become wind and thunder. On attack, 50% chance to apply lightning, dealing 6 damage. Now that's definitely for another build with our lightning shot. Let's grab a bit of storage. Let's grab our alarm clock. Let's grab you. We could take it actually. I don't think I'm going to take it. As mad as it is. That's our little tiny hamster. We could take you. You're going to deal some more magic damage. It'll also apply more stacks of magical vulnerability. We do need an extra card, so I'm going to take it, but let's reroll once again. And we're going to take you. And I'm going to craft up this Joker, and you are massive right now. We need to keep an eye out for this item, the Joker mask. That's another item that we do need to take out. Now we could take the heart card, and we could summon up a spirit scroll, so we have the potential to summon more hamsters. I'm going to take it, but I'm going to reroll. Now that's another poison apple, which I honestly kind of want to grab, because there is an item that we could craft up, which is the venom, which will apply a bunch of stacks of poison, and then we could go for even a mega venom, which could also be insanely awesome for us. The only problem is we don't have our guy with all the paper items around him. We don't even have it in our lightning link slingshot, so I think we're just going to have to move on. But you're going to be 108 HP, and you're going to be applying some magical vulnerability, and when a unit dies on the enemy side, we're going to get some stacks of shield. So just being that tanky guy so we can summon our hamsters and just let our marbles do all that work. And especially with the cooldown on it, it's going to do insane damage for us. And also apply some poison. Except you got feared and moves to the end of the table, and this is where we could actually end up losing, because you're going to be knocked off the table. Yeah, you literally just ran off the table. We lost this round, unfortunately. That is crazy bad for us. But it is what it is. We're bound to lose some anyway. Now let's grab ourselves another speed zone. Let's grab another poison apple. Let's grab you too. Let's reroll. I don't want any of these items. And that is another alarm clock. Do we get rid of our little lightning slingshot? This only costs us 2. I'm going to put the speed zone in here. We can have in an extra little hamster. We're going to have our alarm clock in here. You're going to have a cooldown of 1.6, and you are going to have a 9.6. Summon another hamster. Yeah, I think I'm going to move on. I'm not even going to put in our skill because it doesn't make sense to put it in because it literally don't have a building. But we do need to find ourselves our tombstones. That's an easier for a second, so I just had to pause it. And let's continue on. Marbles put in some work, applying a bunch of poison with all these poison apples. We can straight up just have a poison marble. And it's actually looking kind of nuts. A poison marble that deals damage is kind of smashing. Just does that little bit of extra chippy damage and smashing. Now just run forward, take out this naughty Andy, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. Hell yeah, I'm going to speed up and smashers. We got our third medal, hell yeah. Now we could craft up a game buddy if we want to, or we could take our 7 gold. Honestly, I just kind of want to take our 7 gold. So I'm going to move on to our shop, and I did want that 7 gold to try and find some extra items, like another alarm clock. Now you can also apply a bunch of magical vulnerability, so maybe you want to stack up multiple magical vulnerability guys. But let's go ahead and craft this up. Now you apply a ton more time down, and I will be taking another speed zone, and I'm going to speed up this marble like crazy. And we're going to take our 7. But we're also going to need to take the balloon, and we're going to reroll once again. And that's another marble, hell yeah. All we want to do is find marbles, we're going to take our storage, and what we're going to do is we're going to combine this up so we can have more slots in. With a marble in this spot, we're going to have this going nuts, applying a bunch of poison. It should be amazing for us. We really want to grab another marble. We're going to also grab this bit of storage, and yeah, I'm going to move on. We should be able to deal quite a bit of damage with this one marble. Especially applying stacks of magical vulnerability, but we do need an extra card so this guy can apply that stacks of magical vulnerability. But it should be amazing for us. Also, applying poison is kind of nuts, and it's looking like we're actually beating through their army insanely fast. So poison, magical vulnerability, and we want to apply a bunch of stacks of curse also, because you're going to deal undead damage, so we can get that damage increased by stacking curse debuff on those units. And right now our build is actually looking kind of smashing. Genuinely so. Our guy is not getting murder phase though, so we don't summon marbles, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just the hamster army put in some work, and we got our 4th medal. Round 6 is going to be another big round, and that's going to be a marble launcher. Yeah, I gotta take it. Let's take our extra marble. We can take this. I'm going to eventually just sell that. And we're going to try to figure out how we're going to fit this marble in. Just like so, actually. And it does mean we're going to have to move on once again to our training rounds. I would love to waste our gold rerolling. We're going to take more gold. I'm going to be the greediest guy around. And we do eventually want to speed up our marble launcher to just summon a demon marble without having to lose an enemy or unit. And having a bunch of marble units or marble launchers, and look at all these marbles. Holy moly, the poison marble with loads of magical vulnerability could be kind of insane. Genuinely could be insane. That's for sure. Now, we should be able to win this one out, no problem whatsoever. Let's slow it down, let's get our 17 goals. And can we find ourselves more marbles? Now, you, summons, flames, armor, slots. I think I'm going to take slots this time around. Just need a bit of storage. Let's take this other balloon so we can craft up a fully fledged spotted balloon so we can have in way more units for ourselves. We're going to take you two, and that way we can have in another card for our little joker. But it needs to be a different card, so it needs to be this one. I'm going to reroll, trying to get more storage. Any marbles? No marbles. That is a powered lightning. It's also multicast copier. It's only for paper. Let's grab a little bit of storage for the time being. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves another tiny little hamster. We're going to reroll. I don't want any of these items. And that is another hamster ball, which I'm going to take with another speed zone 2. Now we're going to craft up this mega hamster, gravity hamster ball. I think so. Because you're going to have a 50% chance to summon an extra hamster. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine up this spirit scroll also. Still no use for final words. Maybe this was a bad item to be taken. But hey, at least we got our spirit scroll in, so we have another chance to summon more hamsters. And yeah, we're going to take another speed zone to speed up this marble even more. And just reduce that cooldown most of all. Because if we get this triggering every 1 second, whenever we do lose a unit, if we lose a ton of units really fast, it's going to deal that big old damage. And it should be able to bounce between a lot of units. And now our little joker is going to be applying even more stacks of magical vulnerability on hit, which is just going to be more and more marble damage. So it should be even better for us. We should be able to apply a bunch of poison, loads of magic damage. I was going to say marble damage. And it looks like they're going to be trying to set up for a big old bandit. But they also got that ranged unit. So I'm hoping that our marble can bounce between the two. And just stack up that poison as well. And our hamster army is massive right now. And all they're going to do is ignore this guy. Not worth their time. They're going to rock forward. And hell yeah. That gravity hamster ball gave us so much more hamsters. It was kind of insane. Now demon eyes, we're going to take. Just in case we can grab ourselves another second demon marble. Let's also take you two. Let's reroll. And we probably do need to grab ourselves a balloon zone. But again, we do want to speed this up. And now you're going to be triggering every 1.2 seconds. Maybe we want it on our marble launcher instead. I'm going to be looking for more speed zone to speed up our marble launcher as much as possible. And maybe we could move this slightly down a little bit. And then have our marble launcher in under demon marble. Maybe that's something we could do. Because having this shoot our marbles out insanely fast is kind of exactly what we want. But it shouldn't be too bad. Especially if you get a second demon marble. And holy magical vulnerability with poison. Yeah, we just shredded through the front line. Not badly. But we did lose a ton of hamsters, but we summoned an insane amount more as well. And there's a lot of magical vulnerability on this front unit, who got tons of stacks on large. Takes out our little joker. But this peapod is going to just ignore our hamsters. So we need to take you out extremely fast. And hell yeah, we do. Now all you need to do is run forward and let our hamster army do the rest. Smashers. 6 victories, hell yeah. Round 8 begins. It's going to be a short little round for us. And yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Let's grab our balloon zone. Let's grab you too. We could grab the rubber door, but I'm gonna reroll. Now you are a building item. You're also a big old skeleton. We can also craft up this ghost pumpkin. Every 10 seconds deal 30 damage, apply 2 stacks of curse. But I'm gonna keep this as a demon marble. Now we could try to go for the skeleton king along with all our hamsters. Do we even just take the music box? It is a building that finally gives our skills something to do. I'm gonna take it. But let's get moving. So we should be able to get a ton of haste on this. And I'm hoping that it targets mostly our little joker, but it's going to target the backline. I forgot it does give us a weight limit. Yeah, that's on me. That's definitely on me. We're going to take more damage. And this top dancer is going to take a lot less magic damage. But we have shredded him down insanely fast. Like a crazy amount fast. Since we have so much magical vulnerability on him, it's not going to be even close. And look at this thing in the back go. 8 haste. It's going turbo speed. Keeping us healthy. Giving us that haste. Actually, gives us haste. What am I talking about keeping us healthy? Gives us haste and smashers. Not bad. Now, round 9 is going to be a big old round. And we're going to go for magic shop. Yeah, it's not going to be even close. Magic shop for marbles. Hell yeah, that's going to be another demon marble. Yeah, let's go ahead and craft that up. Now, if you have a marble launcher in here, you're going to gain all that speed. So that's going to be kind of nice, but then you only target 1 marble. If we place you back where we had it, you have the potential to target multiple marbles. And we could take another demonize, we could even craft up this pumpkin, but for the time being, I'm going to reroll and we're going to see what else we can grab. Lightning ones, move 2 stacks of buffs, moonlight. Again, we could go for that marble, but I'm just going to reroll again. And that's a second marble launcher. How the hell do we not take this? That's going to be too good not to take. Also explosive tag, to be applied to our marble, would apply a bunch of lightning damage, just dealing even more damage for us. But 2 marble launchers, this build is kind of looking insane right now. The thing is, we are still over the weight limit, so we'll have to figure that out also. But let's get going. Marble launchers for days, we want to get speed zones for this guy. Our little joker is going to be the center of our builds. And we still have those debuffs, but you should be able to walk forward, deal some extra damage, and just have these marbles go crazy, applying a bunch of poison. And yeah, we have so much magical vulnerability, it's kind of amazing. Because our marbles are just going to come in and deal insane damage. And this is just a marble build with hamsters. And we can definitely win out. Smashers. 18 golds. All I'm going to do is find a tombstone so we can summon even more units. And you are even better for us. Now we could try to craft up a second one of these, but we're not going to be able to grab it. Let's reroll. Cooldown a card 25%. 2 stacks of buffs, mini strike and no. None of these items I do want to grab, so I'm going to keep moving. And that is a boxing glove if you wanted swordsman, a magic zone again. I actually don't want any of these items. Cooldown a card speeds. Since you're on sale, I might as well grab it for now. Another hard card, we could just have a bunch of spirit scrolls around a gravity hamster. I'm just going to roll again. Now that's another marble launcher. I'm going to be taking this pretty much immediately. Yeah, this is just a full-on marble build right now. This is actually going to be nuts. Also, we need to be taking these explosive tags if we want to craft up a big old gravity hamster ball, which will guarantee summon 2 hamsters. Yeah, we definitely need to take this. We did pass on one earlier, but that's on me. But still, it should be kind of amazing. Now, this is looking kind of crazy. Holy moly. I have no idea what they actually... I'm going to pause it for a second. Entering trap, teleport to mirrored position onto the table. Applying 2 stacks of shrink can trigger up to 5 times. We're going to have tiny guys. We're definitely just going to have tiny... Look at how crazy these marbles are. You seen how much we just shot out there? That's kind of nuts. And our joker, a little joker, is going to be taken out, but we do need to take out this holy insane marbles. Look at all these go. That's insane. Listen, no. They're still going. And our hamsters are being summoned. And hell yeah, we do smash out. And look at this freaking marbles go. They dealt 60 damage by the looks of it. And I can't get over how crazy this marbles are going to be. 150,000%. Just the sheer amount of marbles that we're fighting off with a marble launcher is kind of absurd as well. And hell yeah. Only 2 more victories to go. We can definitely get this. Round 10. We'll see what we can do from here. Let's grab our explosive tag. I'm not going to take any of these other items. That's a speed zone I'm going to be taking for sure. Trying to speed up our marble launchers just a little bit more as well. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to apply this in. I'm going to reroll. I don't want any of those items. And we could add in a paper plane on top of everything. I think I actually kind of want it. Just more magic damage. We're also going to need this balloon zone. Explosive tag. I think we're going to have it set up like this. So we're going to have our explosive tag target our demon marble. That should be amazing because you're going to deal more damage, 50% chance to trigger lightning, but you're also going to help our 7 apply way more stacks of magical vulnerability. And let's get going again. So I genuinely did not expect to be playing a demon marble type build and having a super speedy music box in the background, grabbing stacks of haste. But that's 12 stacks of magical vulnerability and those marbles instantly shredded that front line. And 12 stacks of magical vulnerability. Those marbles are hitting for 36 damage. Now we did lose our frontline unit, and these Peapod shooters are going to deal some big old damage to us. But look at these marbles. They've literally destroyed their whole units within that 30 seconds. And their skill does pop off, which honestly I have no idea what it actually does. Flying skull across the battlefield, slowing enemies. Yeah, that's not going to be too helpful for him since we murder faced their units way too fast. And hell yeah, not bad. Definitely so. Now round 11 begins. It's going to be a short little round once again. And let's grab this balloon zone. Let's go and grab another paper plane. And let's reroll. So we kind of want this paper plane down below. We could craft it up into this one, which will potentially deal a lot of damage for us, but at the same time, I want to keep an explosive tag for our gravity hamster ball. I'm not going to take any of these items. We could have crafted up the poison vial, that maybe we should have done. So when we lose hamsters, we apply a bunch of poison. But I kind of like our poison on our demon marble. Now, is there anything else we want? We could also grab the mushroom if you want to. I think we're just going to rock on with this sort of situation. And it shouldn't be too bad. Now let's slow this one down once again. So you're going to be summoned every 8 seconds. You're going to have multiple multicast, but you're also just going to add more magical damage on top of everything. So it should be even better for us. Just way more magic damage. If we come across someone using Strength Duel, we're going to be in huge trouble. Because that counters us directly. But this marble build is genuinely a ton of fun. And we just shred through their army insanely fast. More marble launchers is exactly what we want. And just more speed zones. Now we could take our 180 rank points, or we could continue on. And I'm going to continue on because I think our build is on the verge of being insanely cracked. Now if we had another freaking shields to craft up another jack, we could grab ourselves another little joker. I'm not sure if we want that. I think I'm just going to roll. And what the hell is this? At battle start, buffs and debuffs stacks are doubled. Is that even that good for us? We don't really have crazy buffs at the very beginning. I mean, it is an insane item. But at the same time, yeah, we don't really have use for him. I mean, we could grab the crown and then have 200 shields on our hamsters. That could be kind of nuts. 200 shield hamsters, they would survive forever. We wouldn't get our marbles off. I don't think I'm going to take it. And that is another paper plane. I'm just questioning on whether we want another paper plane. It will be a lot more magical damage. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take another card. And I'm going to reroll once again. If anything else we want, honestly, hamster hole, you're a building, I'm going to take you. The only thing is, we need some healing on our hamster hole, for sure. But you're just going to summon an insane amount of hamsters for us, and let's take our gold. So now, having a double paper plane, you're just going to come in, deal some extra cheapy damage for us. It should be even better for us. I'm going to speed up this as well. Just because the train runs, we just literally shred through their whole units really fast. And then, yeah, just smash us out. We get our 18 golds. And let's take our little hamster hole. And we could also grab this mechanical gear, which this guy does look kind of fun. Now, let's also look at this. We could go for paper, we could go for magic. I kind of want to go for magic, even though we could go for paper. I want to go magic because I want to look for more marbles. Or more marble launchers. There's anything else we want? Not exactly, so I'm going to keep rolling. And that is another balloon zone, which I'm going to 150,000% going to take. And let's roll once more. And that's another paper plane. Now, you know, maybe this cheese would be amazing for our hamster hole. Because you will get a bunch of heals. Ironically, I'm going to take this cheese. As for the paper plane, should we take it? I mean, I don't really have much room to put in more paper planes. Because 8 seconds deal 5 damage, I don't think we really necessarily actually want. Let's take the cheese. Let's get moving. And yeah, we're going to apply a ton of heals to our hamster hull. We're on turbo speed because you're going to take some damage whenever you do summon a little hamster. We're going to try to get as much haste as possible so you can keep summoning those little hamsters so we can keep getting our marbles popped off. And just overwhelm our opponents. We literally do some crazy damage. Look at these paper planes. Also adding in crazy damage too. I mean, it's just genuinely looking kind of insane. The full-on demon marbles and look at all these paper planes. Holy moly. We shred with magic damage. And we got our first victory. Not bad. Let's grab our cheese. Let's actually grab this and let's go ahead and craft up an ice cream cone. Because now you get 5 stacks of haste, but you also gain those heals as well. Let's also grab the guardian zone. We're going to reroll. Do we want a magic mirror? Probably not. Dead rattle? Definitely not either. And that is an explosive tag. So we can craft up a gravity hamster ball, which will guarantee that we summon 2 little hamsters. Now the thing is, we could also grab the poker deck, which will speed up cards. The problem is, paper airplanes are not those cards, not those plain cards. So it's not going to really be that helpful to us either way. Explosive tag, we still want to get though, and we want to craft up our gravity hamster ball. So yeah, I'm going to move on with this. Definitely going to move on with this. Now, can we win out this PvP rounds? They're rocking another King of Rock with loads of rage stacking. But as long as we apply our magical vulnerability, it's not going to be too much of an issue. 12 stacks of magical vulnerability and these marbles just come in and literally destroy everything. I mean, it doesn't even look fair. And there goes our paper planes. And this is just a crazy build. That's all I can really say. Just the sheer amount of marbles with the marble launchers, paper planes, as well as just stacking up that magical vulnerability. Hell yeah. Just went full on marbles. Crazy marbles. Now let's take our explosive tag. We could grab the Fang Crocodile, we could take the Pyro Hat, but I'm just going to ignore it for the time being. Another magic zone. I don't really want either. Let's keep rerolling. That's a speed zone. That's another little hamster hole that we can craft up into a hamster mansion. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, let's go ahead and craft up this gravity hamster ball. So now you are even more massive. At 12 seconds to summon 2 hamsters. Now, if you apply you here, how fast are you going to be? Every 11.6 seconds. Is that going to be better than shooting out our marbles even faster? I think so, at least. Hamster hole. I'm going to sell you. I'm going to take you, and you are going to be still 4 slots. If you craft you up, you are going to weigh a little bit more as well. Double the weight. So we're probably going to have to get rid of this music box. As mad as it is. But you are just going to be summoning hamsters for days. Every 4 seconds, summon a little hamster, losing some HP. Each summon gains 5 stacks of large for the next hamster. And you're going to be having a super fast cooldown speed with all the haste since we did take out our music box. And we could grab ourselves a poison vial if we want to. You also just apply a bunch of max HP. I think I'm just going to ignore it and yeah, we're going to rock on. So this little hamster mansion is going to summon hamsters crazily fast. And we should have no problem with all the magic, and you're going to get a ton of stacks of enlarge. But as long as we keep stacking up the magical vulnerability, there's not much you can really do to our big old magic damage. All our marbles, you are surviving though, with the sheer amount of heals you do have. But our marbles coming in, taking out their backline, no problem. And we're going to take out their music box. And even with all his enlargements, it's not going to be too much problem. It looks like he's going to resurrect. Okay, I was completely wrong. Now this music box is going fast. And look at these massive hamsters. Look at our hamster army. That's insane. They're massive themselves. 30 stacks of enlarge. Holy moly, did not expect a crazy hamster army like that. Now they're actually surviving for such a long time. They got tons of heals from their inspiring triplets. Striking in doublets is going to be doing more damage, but it's not going to be too much of a problem for us. They had crazy heals. And we only got 2 more victories to go. Hell yeah. Now, I kind of want to grab another Guardian Zone. Grab another Guardian Zone. We could take another hard card. I'm going to reroll. And that is another explosive tag. Which at this point, I do want to grab once again. Now with the Guardian Zone, I want to place you in like so we can put 2 bubbles on our hamster mansion. I really want to find another food item though. So I'm going to continue to reroll. And you are another food item, speeding up our hamster mansion, but also giving that a little bit of extra HP. And we could craft up all these items. We could even craft up a big old chain paper plane, but should we actually? With a 50% chance to explode. You know what, I gotta craft it up. The only problem is you take up way more storage, which is not super ideal. To be honest, yeah, you take up way too much storage for us. Definitely not ideal, but it's gonna have to do. let's move on. We're not going to put in this card. And, okay, we are going to begin Strength Duel and Bandit. Our freaking magic is turned off. We need to keep our guys alive. And you got the big old Joker. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. We're going to be applying a ton of shields to the Joker. We lose our guys. And, yeah, we're going to be in trouble. We're definitely going to be in trouble. Our marbles still, yeah, we 150,000%. Marbles coming back online. Is it going to be enough to win out? I'm not sure if it is. We got big old hamsters keeping us alive. Keeping our hamster mansion going as well. That's a crazy amount of shields on the big Joker. Big Joker also counters this too. But can our marbles come in super clutch? Because we are summoning crazy marbles right now. And it looks like our big old hamsters are keeping us in it. We lost our little Joker though to apply a bunch of magical vulnerability. And imagine if we got our own big Joker. That'd be even better. We're actually going to win out against Bandit. There's no way that we win this. There definitely is a way. 150,000% there is a way. This was a mad build. Especially the final words with the hamster mansion. Just summoning more and more units. But hey, we even bet out Strength Duel, our literal worst opponent to be facing. And that is another 7 as well. I mean, 7 could help us out quite a bit. I'm just going to reroll them. I'm going to ignore them. That's another clock. That's also Graveyard, about time to be honest. But I'm not sure if we even do want to. Now, we could take another clock. We definitely could take another clock. I'm still going to reroll them. And we don't want any of these items really. Not necessarily. Another paper plane. Honestly, love to take it with more storage. We're going to keep rolling. I just want to find speed zones. That's another marble launcher, which means we're going to lose out 1. I would love to add it in the storage, but we just don't have enough space for it. So I'm going to have to sell you. I'm going to sell this too. And we could sell one of our paper planes. We could sell one of these. We're going to take it, and you are going to be slotted in here for now also. As for the paper plane, I do want to add you in. You're just going to be so much more damage for us, and even more marble launchers is straight up just insane amounts of marbles. Just crazy marbles. It's just all marbles. There's not much else I can say. Gravity Hamster Ball, we did slow it down just a little bit, unfortunately, but we have another alarm clock in. We're going to have a 1 second cooldown marble, while the other one is going to be 2 seconds. And we are facing another musical puppet musician, but look at all these marbles just doing all this bouncing. Then our paper plane, taking out the back line, and we're just going to keep summoning those hamsters. I'd love to see what your actual speed is, because it's kind of looking like every 2 seconds we summon out a bigger and bigger hamster. And eventually, we just run over hamsters, and yeah, it shouldn't be too much problem. The rest of our magic should be able to take them out. We summon even more hamsters, and yeah, it's just kind of a crazy build. Let's speed up because we're just going to win this one out, no problems. We do survive for such a long time, and it just slows down right at the end. And hell yeah. Not bad, and that was our final rounds. I actually didn't think that was our final rounds. Was having way too much fun with this build. But hey, this was a crazy fun build. I do recommend trying out something like this. Marbles, honestly, with the hamsters, kind of absurd. We spent 316 golds, we got 231 rank points, we survived with 4 lives left, and we got 15 victories. Not bad. But anyways, I'm going to have to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing, and I hope you keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time.